once again with Bryant West from Bleacher Report. And what we're going to do, everyone usually, especially now that basketball season is back, everyone has their fantasy leagues. They make their picks and have a lot of fun with it. And what we're going to do is a similar thing, but only there's one difference. We're only going to be choosing players from the West Coast Conference, and keep this in mind. While we're making these picks right now, we did this last week, being the super sports geeks that we are, and so just keep that in mind when we're making these. But here's what we're going to do. Much like you would in a regular fantasy league, be keeping tracks of points, rebounds, field goal percentage, free throw percentage, assists, steals, blocks, turnovers, and all of that.
With the first pick.
So in my first pick, I'm going to definitely have to go with Robert Zack from Gonzaga. I'm looking at this guy, it's like points, rebounds, blocks, and when you have a center that can shoot 80% from the line, that's something you just can't pass up, so I got to take Zack.
With my first pick, it was an easy decision with Zack off the board. I decided to go with Kevin Foster. I think by the end of the season, Kevin Foster is going to be the top scorer in the league. WCC, that is.
With the second pick.
I had to go a little different. It helped that I got to see a few games before we actually did this. So my second pick, I gotta go south. I'm going with Anthony Ireland from LMU. The guy, he's leading the Lions in scoring. He leads them in assists. He's a really good shooter. So I had to go with the guards, especially since I already had a center.
For me, since I already have Foster, I needed to go with the big, and I decided to go with Rob Jones from St. Mary's. In terms of scoring and rebounding, I expect Jones is going to be near the top of both positions. Currently, he's averaging 16.5 points and 11.5 rebounds. He's also currently first in the conference in terms of field goal percentage.
With the third pick.
Alright, my third pick, I had to go a little bit different because the one thing I was still missing was maybe assists. I also need a little bit more punch with the lineup I had, and almost a little surprising this guy fell this far. I had to go back up north to, or actually down under, depending on how you want to look at it. I went with Matthew Dellavedova from St. Mary's.
So for me, I'm kind of already regretting this selection. He's kind of fallen off the last two games, but I'm going to go with Kevin Pongos. We're going to make a decision last week, and it looks pretty good for number 3 overall pick. Right now, he's averaging 15.8 points, and he's shooting 50%, and I expect his efficiency will continue.
With the fourth pick.
The fourth pick, I had to kind of go with someone the conference is not as familiar with, and someone who actually has started to step up his game really early so far this year. Had to go with BYU's combo guard forward Charles Aboyo. He's essentially been an automatic double-double for the Cougars at this point.
With my fourth pick, I took Elias Harris. It feels really long for me at St. Mary's graduate to have two Gonzaga players on my roster, but Harris, I think he has the potential to be a number 1 option for Gonzaga. We always know he had that scoring instinct over the last year. He didn't score as much as we expected, especially considering he was the potential NBA draft selection. But he's got the whole package. He's got the points, he's got the rebounds, he has the blocking and the steal.
With the fifth pick.
My fifth, I had to get another big, well, true big, someone who's a little bit more on the athletic side. So I was looking around the conference. This is a conference with not a lot of true big guys, so I had to be a little creative. This guy was the player of the week in the first week of the season, so once again, like you said with Pongos earlier, that this guy's dropped off a little bit, but I still expect big things from him. Went with Ashley Hamilton from LMU.
I took Johnny D, guard from San Diego. Kind of ironic taking anybody from San Diego, especially considering how average San Diego's schedule is. But I think D has the potential to be that top scorer. He's currently scoring 15 points for them. He's shooting decent percentages. I hope he can improve that. But with nobody else really on that roster in terms of scoring, I think he was a decent selection, especially if he is going to be at top.